Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you're all having a great day. Today I'm doing another review, this time looking at Democracy 4. So Democracy 4 is developed and published by pcgames. It's a simulation / sort of strategy management game, and it allows you to basically be the president and prime minister of a country, govern it, choose the policies and laws, and all the other actions that you're going to put in place. You can have a cabinet and transform the country basically as you see fit. So it's very much a sandbox political simulator. There definitely is an implied bias on some things. So if you select certain policies like reducing income tax or getting rid of the state healthcare service, the benefits of that are already kind of politically implied. So if you get rid of a state healthcare service, it can be seen as bad in the game rather than, in real life, some people might view this as a good thing. So I'm not going to state where I stand on that spectrum because I don't want to get into that, but there is basically that implied bias in the game, and that does affect decisions. However, in a very short period of time, I was able to take my relatively peaceful UK democracy and turn it into a right-wing dictatorship, which was quite funny. The speed that I was able to do this was quite hilarious, really. And I would say on that side of things, the game borders on being less realistic. You can socially design your country at sort of any way you feel fit. Graphically, it is very polished, but it is basically a spreadsheet simulator type style. It's clean, it's very easy to find things. I taught myself the game just using the UI, and I found it very adaptable and worked really well for my needs. Things like media reports, whether you have emergency powers, three-party systems, coalition governments, it's all very easy to find that stuff. And then if you have a crisis in your country, you are very easily able to find that crisis and see what affects it and how to get rid of it. So I found that aspect of the UI really, really good. You can manage a number of different countries, UK, US, Australia, Korea, I think South Korea, and a number of different countries. I think there's 5 or 6 in the game. So that's good, you get that choice, and every country has a certain different implied bias to it. So I think in America, there's less impact of state healthcare and stuff like that. So that's interesting. But basically in my playthrough, I took the UK, I played through once and it was a disaster, and I was booted out within a few turns. And I think that's because if you make the wrong drastic decisions, your popularity can drop very, very quickly. So that is definitely an issue in the game. You have to make sure that you slowly make decisions. But once you start pushing things in the right direction, you can sort of do anything you like. I mean, I had drones on the street, I had police patrolling the streets, and my country was very much locked down. And we started out, I think, with maybe 4% of the population were patriots. And by the time I built space race programs and put in nuclear programs, 100% of my population became patriotic. So you have to keep each of these different groups happy. And what makes that complicated is people will have multiple groups. So they might be a patriot, but they might also be an environmentalist. And you have to keep those different groups happy. However, I was very quickly able to manipulate the system so that most of my population became patriots, and it was very easy for me to have this right-wing dictatorship in the UK. Look, that's not realistic, but the game does market itself as a sandbox. As I said, the presentation is really, really good. It's very clear and unique. I did find that I got to the end game very quickly. I'd done everything I wanted to do with my country. I turned it from a socialist sort of, a weak socialist country into a very strong right-wing country in a matter of time. And then I had another playthrough where I took a more right-wing system and turned it totally socialist, and we had lots of state-sponsored healthcare and education and stuff like that. And it was very easy for me to do. And within a few hours, I'd done that with most countries and turned it around. So my big criticism really is the longevity, in that they have added a lot to this version of Democracy 4 that does increase the challenge, but you are very easily able to get to the point where you've done the manipulations you want to do, and you sort of, you don't have a lot left to do in the game. So gameplay wise is excellent. Graphics and UI and presentation are all very, very good, if a little basic, but that suits the game. But the longevity of the game, I don't see myself playing beyond 10 hours at the moment. So really that is my only criticism. So this has been a very quick look, quick review at Democracy 4. I would recommend it, but it's, for me, it's worth about 10 hours of fun and then move on to something else. But I may go back in the future. Do like and subscribe. We appreciate all of your input, and I'll see you on the next one.